Yeah, Justice MSC Canada. Another position is the Speaker. Yes, of course, it's not the President that elects the Speaker, but mind you that the President is the leader of his party that has majority in Parliament, and which is the NDC. And the NDC are having about 2/3. So they have a say when it comes to who becomes the Speaker, because they have majority in Parliament. So definitely. You remember last 4 years, even though there was a split Parliament and the Formula MP made MPP the majority, you could see that the NDC, they were able to push Bagbin, which is an NDC person, to be the Speaker. It was one of the reasons why Akufo-Addo struggled to be able to push most of his policies through. And it made the minority or the opposition very strong, because they had the Speaker at their side. And with the last issues where the battle between the Speaker and also of the Speaker and the Chief Justice, with issues of some MPs losing their seat and trying to make NDC the majority and all that, the role Bagbin played and all that. Listen to this. After that, we'll tell you who we think should be the Speaker of this 9th Parliament. Yes. Okay.
Or who is getting what? I like the way they put it. Okay. The Speakership of Parliament is very, very, very important, isn't it? It's very, very, very important. And you're going to have a Speakership of Parliament that is looking very interesting. I like to begin with the ladies first, they say. Dr. Valerie Sawyer is a lawyer, well known, and also the daughter of Harry Sawyer, one of the important thinking founders of the NDC. Now, Valerie Sawyer was Deputy Chief of Staff under Professor J.A. Mills's administration from 2009 to 2013, and also repeated her position as Deputy Chief of Staff under President John Dramani Mahama's administration. You remember, under President Mahama's first administration, the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Prosper Bani, was changed at some point and was sent to the Ministry of Interior to be the minister, and Julius Debra was brought in as the Chief of Staff in the second half of President Mahama's first administration. Valerie Sawyer, in both circumstances, remained a Deputy Chief of Staff, isn't it? So she has Deputy Chief of Staff 2 terms. Now, the rumor is that Valerie Sawyer has completely dedicated the rest of her politics since 2012 to the philosophy of President John Dramani Mahama. So she is an important Mahama apologist in the circumstance, you know. She swears by Mahama's theory, she swears by Mahama's political philosophy. She has also been an important person running Mahama's office for the last 8 years. And this she's done diligently. And everybody who has tasted her work tells us that she's done it with the verve that you would expect from people who are complete loyalists to the leader. Now, it's because of all of these things that she's done. Her interest in the speakership has become of very high value to her supporters, to the inner circle of President Mahama, and to all the people around that, oh yes, Valerie, yes. I mean, with what Valerie has done over the last 8 years, I mean, you can't say no to Valerie if she wants to be speaker. Qualification-wise, she is completely qualified. Understanding government, she was Deputy Chief of Staff, she understands it. In terms of brain power, she's a lawyer of many, many years. So yes, Valerie Sawyer, good one. But that's not the end of the story. Alban Bagbin is here. Now, one of the important actors for the NDC in the last 4 years has been Mr. Bagbin. In his role as a Speaker of Parliament, in presenting his watchdog role, he has stood firm with the philosophy of the NDC. At each and every stage, he has demonstrated his stand within the context of NDC parliamentary politics. He's been an NDC member of Parliament for a long time, and this his particular speakership, which came with a lot of controversy, you can call it whatever, has brought him in as one of the important cadres bearing the flag of the NDC. Now, obviously, Alban Bagbin would like to continue as Speaker. In the circumstance, can you look at Mr. Bagbin and say no to him? I don't know. The other twist in the tale for the Bagbin and Valerie Sawyer contest is that the chairman of the NDC, my own uncle, Johnson Asiedu Katia, sworn thunder and brimstone that nothing should change and that Bagbin should be retained as the Speaker of this NDC-dominated Parliament with 2/3 majority, because if today the NDC has 2/3 majority in Parliament, no one can discount the role of Speaker Bagbin. This is Johnson Asiedu Katia's firm position, completely opposite Valerie Sawyer. So as the quarrel was ongoing in the background between Valerie Sawyer supporters and Bagbin supporters and everybody trying to pound President-elect, enter two other contestants. Okay, the people who support Valerie Sawyer, they also have at the back of their mind a first deputy speakership for Idrisu Haruna, the member of Parliament for Tamale South, very distinguished member of Parliament, and they're also the very distinguished minority leader, as he was known before. Now they are thinking that a ticket of Valerie Sawyer as a speaker, Idrisu Haruna as first deputy speaker, will be able to knock off the challenge from Speaker Bagbin. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So whilst that was going on, supporters of Idrisu Haruna felt that, but why first deputy speaker? Why? I've been a member of Parliament for 4 terms. I've been minister. Why should I be first deputy speaker? So enter Idrisu Haruna's interest in the position of the speakership. Now see this morning. Yesterday, Alexander Fenyo-Markin, the minority leader, addressing the Parliament in their makeshift place at the International Conference Center, said to the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, that he's hoping that he will be retained, but he may not be retained, and that Afenyo Make was expressing his whatever, if you like, his sadness about the fact that Bagbin may not be retained. He actually proceeded to tease him by saying that, you see, with all the work you've done for them, Mr. Speaker, they want to sack you, etc., etc. Now, Afenyo Make also said on the floor of the House that if for whatever reason the NDC and his leadership don't want Bagbin in Parliament, they should tell them, the NDC and his leadership, they should tell them that they must have a speaker from within. Who was he talking about when he says from within? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I submit that Alexander Afenyo Make had only one person in mind. It was Idrisu Haruna. That's what is happening. So everyone is looking at this contest. Alban Bagbin, Valerie Sawyer, Idrisu Haruna, and the people are saying that, why are you fighting over speaker? President Mahama did one term. He's gone. He's coming to do a second term. Okay. When he did his first term, his speaker was Do Ajao, who is a very experienced member of parliament. Do Ajao also was thought to be a successful speaker. Okay. So this is a simple calculation. President Mahama has returned to the presidency by a whooping, big, wide, huge, significant margin. The Honorable Do Ajao has been a bulwark support for the NDC, resolving most of the conflicts that have gotten the NDC's unity that propelled them to power. So you cannot discount Do Ajao's role as the behind-the-scenes elder person of the party in actually working on the Volta region conflicts.
All right, so hearing everything, if you ask me, you have to maintain Speaker Bagbin is untouchable. Don't go there. Even though we know that he also has his presidential ambition, then if possible, first deputy becomes Haruna Idrisu, because you need some stability in parliament. You just have 4 years, so you are not coming to do back try Makwe. Maintain Speaker Bagbin. He has done an absolute job. The NDC's parliament for the last 4 years have been superb. One of the fantastic minorities that has ever happened. So you don't change a winning team. So don't change it. Yes, of course, like I said, issues of majority leader will change. We don't know who they will put there, especially if Atuforsin should go to finance. And Haruna Idrisu can support Bagbin, so that in the next NDC administration, whether it will be after Mahama or it will be after they've gone to opposition and come back or whatever, then Haruna Idrisu can come as a main speaker. Now remember, Haruna Idrisu also has his presidential ambition. At the right time, we'll do an analysis. The best candidate for the NDC in 2028. Yeah, because we know Speaker Bagbin has an eye for it. We know Haruna Idrisu has an eye for it. We know Atuforsin has an eye for it. We know Okujeto Ablakwa has an eye for the presidential candidate position for the NDC in 2028. We also know this man. What's the name of this man? The current secretary of the NDC. Oh, this fantastic man. I've forgotten his name. He was an MP before later. When I remember his name, I'll mention it. Yeah, he did some fantastic interview with Joy FM, and from the way he was speaking, you could realize that he means what he's saying. All right. So this is what I do. Justice and life.